Hello, my name is Zhatelier and welcome back for another episode of Shadow Empire. In previous episode we were conquering a little bit more land towards the enemy capital. We're also losing a bit of land over here in the island of Unsung, and we did lose a full unit in there actually. That was the recon unit that we had there. We're going to start pulling back the troops slowly but surely. But we'll see how it goes. I mean, we have retreated a little bit already in here, and we're holding onto the mountains right now until we can start moving the flak guns and other things back. Which right now is a bit of difficulty. Not impossible, but difficulty. But hopefully by next round we can start pulling those back. Then of course we did actually... We could probably do a bit of an attack on the rebellion over here. It's probably just militias and all that. So our troops should be able to defeat them for the most part. Oh, there we go. Now they're taking a lot of hits. Good. So we lost 100 RPGs and we'll killed 800 infantry. Might say that's a decent trade, all things considered. Well, let's keep on moving. We will actually get the replacement troops ready as well, so we just need some RPGs, and everything else we have already oh, not 30, just one. There we go. That'll mostly be fine. We are a little bit low on metal right now, but I'm sure that we are fixing that over time. I've already done, or we did already, most of the fighting over here in the Western Front last episode, so we don't need to worry about that one. I mean, we could do maybe a little bit fighting on the mountains here. They've got the hold the line focus in there, but it's high mountains, so it's minus 50% for their defense. So technically speaking, the RPGs and other units that we have in here might be quite effective against them. Let's actually use 3 infantry units here. We might take a bit of losses. Yeah, we took a bit of losses there. Especially the Grenadier battalion that attacked, but at the same time we took 40 tanks with that, with 200 infantry, so it's not too bad in the end. Not necessarily going to be attacking in here yet, but at least we're getting a lot closer, and then just quickly get the replacement for that as well. That was actually just regular infantry as well that we lost there, so that's honestly something that we can quite easily afford. We still have over 11,000 recruits in this headquarters alone, and then in the northern one we've got another 1,600, so slowly accumulating a bit more troops for the northern area. We actually have a lot of food right now. That's nice. Oh, I realize why that is. It's because we're getting the cross-fertilization. It's already 45% actually. We could maybe switch that to something else. We're also getting the medium Thopter design. I don't remember what exactly the design was. I think it was a level bomber or something, or maybe I don't remember actually. It's been quite a few days since the last recording session, but we'll figure that one out probably right about now, since it's time to go to the next episode. Not episode, turn. My goodness. There's a bit of gap in the front here. I hope that they won't exploit that, but admittedly it's Tundra, so it's going to be fairly slow advance. Oh wow. They did push us back, but they took a lot of casualties in that one. And now they're clearing out a lot of the island here. I know what I was afraid of. Well, a bit of a movement from the wildlife, but it doesn't seem to be too bad right now, at least. So we got 900 infantry, we didn't actually lose anything, which is quite nice. We discovered some more fuel deposits in the north. And private assets did go up enough, that's good. Sky Knight. Okay, so this was a new model, we'll have a look at that in a few moments. Heavy rocket engine, okay. We've got a low leader relations. Let's actually have a look at the leaders then. Ooh, okay, well these two are reserve pool members, so they're not really that crucial. Everything else seems to be mostly fine. Yeah, no, everything else seems to be pretty decent. Right, let's have a look at the model. So it was a medium Thopter, but I suppose it's by the categories in here. So it wasn't level bomber. I think it might be a tactical bomber. Yes, it's a tactical bomber. So it's got the medium turbojet engines ×2, twin high-speed heavy machine gun, and 10 times precision bombs of 50 kilograms. So they should be fairly good against. Well, it's got a pretty good hard attack in there as well, and some soft attack. It's not particularly great on that one, but it's decent enough. It doesn't have a particularly good combat modifier for the first round, but the second round it's minus 70%, and after that it's fine. So it is a tactical bomber. It's got a range of 25 hexes, so that's pretty decent as well. Now you should have really good hit points and all that. Does use a bit of ammo, but it's actually not that massive in the end, and the fuel consumption isn't too bad either. So we might want to get a few of those. And over here, the enemy is definitely starting to move. I'm going to start moving the flat guns back. Let's start retreating these. Slowly making our way here. I mean, they still got a lot of infantry in here. This one can probably hold on for the forest for a little while. We lost the fuel there, which is a bit of a shame, but oh well. Richard Moon wants to erect a statue. I mean, we've got pretty good relations with you, but... ooh, actually, did we have... If I remember correctly, we need to improve the enforcement. Yeah, we've got 20 rounds left, though. So not really in a rush with that. And we need to improve our civilization level quite a bit. Well, a 0.12, so it's not necessarily that massive, but we do need to do a decent bit in there. I need to change the research from cross-fertilization to something else soon. But I suppose we can allow the statue. Going to improve relations with that person even more. And no one's going to be particularly upset about it either, so that's fine. Ah, policy speech. Okay, we need to be either a war with Bruderland, increase our British point production by about 200 points. How many rounds would we have time for that? 13 rounds. I mean, it's not impossible. Or bureaucratic asset level from 27 to 29, and that's also... It's actually, I think, a little bit less even. Right now, the problem is the metal. I mean, we've got actually a lot of metal in Unsung, so we might want to start sending that one back to the mainland. Although we don't... Well, yeah, we got pretty good stockpile in there, actually. All things considered. What are our stats anyway? I think maybe... No, we're not going to declare war on Bruderland, actually. That's not going to be an option. So it's between the government, which if we increase that, that's going to reduce the enforcement. So I guess we're going to go for the bureaucratic assets. Now, we don't necessarily have to build those, but it wouldn't hurt to have them. Right, at this stage, we haven't updated our anti-tank guns in a while. Even if it's going to be using the same techs, essentially, as before, it's still no doubt going to be a bit more effective. At least a little bit. So we'll do that. Protest in Unsung D. Right, this time we are actually going to send the troops in. If we lose a population, that at least means if we lose the place, then less of those go... Oh, okay, so we killed 200 protesters, but nothing much beyond that. Minor worker strike in Albertus. Albertus is having a little bit of a worker shortage, actually, so I'm going to give in to the demand. And alien natives threaten us. A porters... 1,200 credits? No.
Yes, sir.
We might lose a little bit of land. Oh, they did not execute their threat. Okay. The senior community offers to help. I'm going to decline their kind offer. Although, yeah, I suppose we are going to do that. And request to help control traders from Pruderland. That's going to reduce relations with a lot of people, but I'm probably going to take the improved relations in there. There we go. So these are at least on the move. We don't have a massive amount of logistics in here, but I suppose so we've got a little bit. We'll send those to, well, basically all the metal that we can. Or at least, I don't know, 20 metal. We'll leave a little bit of leeway in there for something other thing, or some other things to be transported. And we do still hold on to the metal mine in here, but I suppose since it doesn't have the logistics, we can't really transport the stuff out of there. That's a bit of a shame. Oh, right, and this one's actually missing a little bit of troops in it. We can't get any more recruits in here, though, this round, so that's going to have to wait. Technically speaking, what I could do, though, so I could do a quick little strategic movement with the guns over here. Technically speaking, this one could probably do a strategic movement as well, to be brought a little bit closer. So the next round, I can either go there, or I can go help defend the city. But the city's got already the automated defenses, which should be fairly effective. Well, okay in defense at least. And they got a lot of hit points, so it's not too bad. So that's at least sorted. Did we have... I believe we have... Oh yeah, we do have some tanks heading down this way, as well as the barriers are heading westward. So the tanks will take care of whatever this is. Although, I suppose we could do a quick little air recon on it to check what it is, actually.
Birds are in the sky.
Ah, right, it's the squirmers. There's not actually that many of them either. That says 100, but we know that that's not the case. But I think these might actually be sufficiently strong to defeat the enemy. There we go, we're pushing them back at least. Let's give it another go.
Open fire! Mission successful.
There we go. So that's at least not a problem right now. It was a lot weaker than I expected, let's be honest. Right, and here we are pretty bad on supplies. I'm going to pull this one back. How's Osnabrück doing with the truck station anyway? It is now completed, so next round onwards, we should have some logistics coming out of there directly. So that'll definitely help. Did we get the... No, the rail station is still underway. Of course, we don't necessarily have a lot of supplies or resources to build everything right now, so that might be a part of the problem. We can send the metalheads... I'm gonna probably send these to, like, Spitzberg. Or maybe we could send this to Osnabrück to have a bit of a... Well, we got some armored. Well, one of these... No, actually, both of these are armored. Yeah, I think those will be good enough for the guard in the western. So I'm just gonna send that one... Sorry, east, not west. And then this one gonna start heading back to the... cities. Where is your headquarters? The 6th HQ over there. So we're going to move some of these around, and this one can probably get guarding some of the coastline here, maybe. The artillery group and the flat guns can keep on moving as well. I'll send this one further east. So there's still a little bit areas over here that we've yet to conquer, but that's mostly because of lack of supplies, rather than anything else. We had a look at Unsung already. Oh, right, there's the... Oh, right, these were the missile launchers. Right, I remember now. I'm going to bring that a little bit closer. So, admittedly, supplies are going to be a little bit of a problem in here. Oh, and they did break through there. Well, try to break through there anyway. Well, it's motorcycle troops, so it's not going to be very resistant against our tanks. Yeah, we already pushed it back. Let's send in a bit of infantry there to block that gap. There we go, we got the barriers in here. The enemy is now trying to funnel their troops in here, but I guess at this point it might be time to use a bit of tanks and just destroy them. They are out of supplies, and oh, there we go, one of them is already broken completely, and the other one's gonna surrender. There we go. So that's one less thing to worry about. Don't suppose these heavy tanks have... Okay, we've got all the all-rounders in here. That's just a bit of infantry. Do they have any... They don't really have a lot of entrenchments. So we could probably just attack with the tanks and push them back. We might take a little bit losses. Okay, well, we didn't take losses, but we didn't really push them back either, which is a bit of a shame. Well, also, there's... Oh yeah, we've captured this road already. We might want to redo some of the roads in here to make it a little bit, or make a bit more sense, let's just say. That does remind me, though, actually. How is Celeste looking for workers? It is really low, so we'll just go ahead and send a bit more workers in there. Probably all 600, actually. So that we can keep those logistics going. We are doing a little bit of construction work for the truck station here. But we haven't actually started building much, which is a bit of a shame. But well, let's go ahead and capture the town over there. We could maybe attack this one. I suspect it's probably out of supplies already. Keep the dragon going a bit down there. Actually, these tanks could just break the enemies. Oh, well, yeah, there we go. There's one round of combat they got overrun. Well, ain't that lovely. Probably we do not have the movement to attack. Well, I mean, we could maybe attack that with the infantry in here. The morale is fairly low. But I suppose they are still probably fairly good, all things considered. Can I... I could maybe try breaking the infantry in here, but that's probably not going to go down all that well. Oh, and this was the artillery group. We can probably bring this a little bit closer. And of course, since we pushed that one back, we can just get in here to guard the flank a little bit further. And I guess what we'll do is we'll start by clearing out this bit of infantry in here. Ah, and there goes the movement. Okay. In that case, I'm just going to move it in here. So slowly but surely, we're threatening more and more of their capital there. We're not necessarily going to be quite at the capital anytime soon. But maybe move the headquarters a little bit closer as well, and maybe move a bit of infantry over here to guard the flank. They've got quite a bit of infantry in this stack here. I don't think I'll be able to do too much about that one. What I could do, though... Well, you don't have the action points to attack there. That's just light tanks. I'm gonna go ahead and destroy these, shall we? There we go. That's 10 tanks less. Could maybe try attacking this one as well. It's mostly just light tanks as well. They might get a few hits on us.
Negative to breach.
Not too many. Well, unfortunately, we did not destroy any of this. Of course, we do have a bit of planes here, especially these. We could probably use a bit on air attack, although the range is actually quite small. So I'm just going to move these closer to the crossroad there. Maybe there. Oh, yeah, there we go. We can do a bit of airstrike there. I might send in a bit of... we should have a pretty decent recon in there, actually. There we go, that's at least one kill. So I've come to the conclusion that with these air attacks on, especially enemy tanks and all that, we don't really want to send too many at a time, but rather send in like 1 or 2 at a time, so that if they do manage to run away, then we're not wasting as much ammo on trying to fire on something that's not there anymore. Let's use these hawks, although these could actually be used in some other areas as well. Let's go ahead and do a bit of airstrike here. We don't have that great of intel in there. Oh, well, we got a hit at least. 2 hits. Well, not just hits, but destroyed 20 tanks, so it was a pretty good strike overall. Could definitely be a lot worse. I mean, we know that there's a lot of tanks in there still, according to our intel anyway. So that's the fighters, that's the recon. That's more wizards. That's militia, I think. I'm gonna do another airstrike on this stack here. Well, we got some hits, but no kills, unfortunately. But at least the readiness and all that is hindering. Oh, wow, they are actually really low on supplies there now. I mean, I suppose we've cut off the road, and they... Well, we've cut off several roads in the end, I suppose. Plus, they've been in a lot of combat here recently, so that might be part of the reason. I do wonder if I should send this one out here. We could maybe bring these in to help with the defense. And if we wanted to, we could... Oh, yeah, they've pulled back most of the tanks here, actually. Let's go ahead and just annihilate whatever is defending. Oh, well, there's a bit of infantry lost.
Mission accomplished.
So we destroyed 20 tanks for 200 infantry. Not necessarily the best trade, but it's not the worst either, let's be honest. Alright, so let's... Well, actually, they've got a little bit of infantry in here. We could probably... not necessarily that one. Where do we have our artillery? Over here. Do a quick little range attack on the enemy troops here. And after that, once we weaken it, we could maybe do a bit of a proper attack then. We're getting a lot of hits on the trucks, but not a lot on the infantry, which, to be fair, it is a bit of rough terrain, so that helps the defending, especially infantry, quite drastically. Admittedly, these are a bit low on fuel, so we might as well just let that accumulate a bit further before we push in any further. This one's a fairly low number, so we could maybe give that a bit of a hell, though. Take that one. Well, actually, no, not going to use that one. Just send the tanks. Might take a little bit losses. Seems to be just mostly regular infantry in there, so there we go. We push it back. Move it in here. So that one's at least cut off from the road, although they can still get supplies in there, assuming that the supply lines are operational, but at least that gives a bit more... land here away from them. Speaking of which, we could probably advance in here as well. Bit of a pincer movement. Over here we got the flak guns. I'm going to move these a little bit closer. Although we already have flak guns over there, so not necessarily that important. Maybe we'll move this one around as well. So we'll have a bit of coverage in here. And that peninsula has been cleared out. Now, what remains is, of course, the northern front. So there's something in here. I think with 2 of these we should be able to destroy, well, defeat at least some of it. There we go, that's at least a few units gone. Oh, and that one's now empty, excellent. And they've still got troops on the front line here. Or behind the front line, rather. Kind of chasing them down. Luckily, we're dealing pretty good damage on them each time we fight them. So it takes quite a few more fights to actually destroy it. Although, we've got a chance now.
All clear, sir.
There we go. They surrendered. Well, that's one less that you need to worry about. So here in the north, we might have a little bit of problems. Admittedly, this unit doesn't require supplies. But I don't want it to get too much outflanked or anything either. There we go. We reached the north. So, technically speaking now, if we have a look at the strategic map, Our nation goes all the way from the southern reaches all the way to the north, so anything that wants to go from one side to the other without, you know, going all the way around needs to go through our land. Which is to say, they'll probably just go around the other way. But yeah, that's pretty impressive. Actually, I do wonder, what is our victory overview right now? So we have 39 victory goals, so that's 11 more than the Athenian commune. We've got 41.6% of the planet and over 36% of the population as well, so that's pretty decent. We've actually got almost 10% more of the population than Athenian commune. And nearly twice as much as Bruderland. Funnily enough, Timonis Republic and Holstein have a very small amount of population at this stage. Combined, I mean, it's still less than 12%, which means I got 3 times more than that. But of course, Holstein has basically lost all their population. They got a tiny bit left in the island. And that's about it. So which one was it? Mapotus is the one over here. We might want to... Oh! Apparently someone's abandoned this. Guess we could also move these forward. Oh, there's a lot. Get a bit more reinforcements in here. So there's a lot of enemy troops here, but we can start... Actually, this river line is actually going to be pretty nice for us. Right, so the northern side is running through quite a bit of metals. I guess the southern one is also going through a lot of metals. It's actually slowly gaining now. If you do have a look at the construction... We completed the truck station in Osnabrück. And supply base in Spitzberg and truck station in Spitzberg. So that at least gives a bit more logistics to the eastern areas. And then Osnabrück is slowly getting more work done on the rail station. And deep core gas extractor in Spike is going to be done next round most likely, if we can keep the work going the same speed. Now the rail station in Spokomania, that's the rail station level 2, so that's going to be basically the core logistics for the northern headquarters. That'll be quite nice. Celeste did not get any work done on the truck station, or one of them anyway. Ross and I started working a little bit on the truck station, and Riaf is building a hospital, which is not quite yet completed, but it's pretty darn close to. We do also have a lot of industrial points, so what we could do probably is upgrade some more roads. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the bottleneck so we can see exactly what roads we have everywhere. So just, you know, upgrade a bit of sealed roads at least up to there. And maybe this one could go all the way around. Nice sort of coastal road there. And this one can definitely get through. We can't build it any further than that yet. Oh, and we've got this one. How far can we get this? We could get it all the way there. That might help a little bit the logistics. And I think also down here we might want to get a little bit further. I don't necessarily want to go all the way through. A few points here and there. That will no doubt help a lot with the logistics already on the western front. And then in the north, we got a little bit industrial points there as well. So we could potentially improve the logistics in certain key areas. For example, from the hidden village, we could maybe, since we haven't really built a lot of things from here, let's get a little bit of sealed road up to the crossroad there, for example. Now we definitely need to make some sort of a city probably over here. If you actually have a look at the strategic map, it's probably going to be a little bit easier to see, but like Taz is currently humongous. So if we were to have a city somewhere in here, that would give us something like this to govern. That wouldn't be too bad, and then we'd probably have a city over here in the desert, somewhere in the middle perhaps. Because there's probably going to be... Actually, I think there is quite a bit of minables in here, isn't there? There's oil, water, oil. I think there used to be... Oh yeah, there's some radioactives as well. Probably a few other places with that as well, but yeah, that's at least a start. So we can go from there. How's Operators looking for workers now? It's actually got enough, by the looks of it, so that's good. So funnily enough, actually, I think the northern headquarters doesn't have a worker shortage anyway. Although, some of the places like Taz could definitely start using a bit more... I mean, for example, if we have a look at the civilization score, is quite low there. So if we were to get, I don't know, university in here? Or hospital? Or both? Let's start with one. Although, we're using a lot of it, metal right now, so perhaps we should wait on that one. But that's definitely one of those things that we could perhaps start doing. We did spend quite a bit of money at the start of the round again, didn't we? A little bit, but we'd... I thought we'd have less than that, actually. Well, anyway, I think we are ready to go to the next round, so let's go ahead. I'm surprised that they're just moving troops away from around the capital, just pulling back. I mean, I suppose they need to kind of not get surrounded again. That might be part of the reason. Oh dear, we just had our road cut in the north. But I suppose now that we cleared out the pocket over there, we can at least get forward a little bit further with other things. I don't think we lost anything this round, did we? Well, actually, we did, well, during our round, yes, we did, but during the AR round, no. Oh, more radioactivity in Taz. I think there's starting to be quite a bit in there. Oh, and there we go, Trimagon 4. Let's take a look. How good is the Trimagon? It's definitely got a lot of hit points versus non-infantry, and also a pretty good amount of hit points versus infantry. It's got fairly good hard attack and hard defense. And soft attack and soft defense not quite as great. But if we have a look at the... Oh yeah, it's quite a bit higher stats than the older one. We'll probably lower these, like this is now the higher quality. And the Trimagon ones, I mean, kind of already obsolete. We're not necessarily going to remove them quite yet, but at some point we will. Let's have a look at the decisions. Elite school network grows in power. Right, so we can do nothing, which increases commerce and reduces government. Or we can limit the number of positions for students of this elite school, which is going to make quite a few people angry. Though we can make this school to accept more students. And there's not a lot of people that like that, so I'm going to just say do nothing. Now we need another design target, don't we? I suppose one of the things that is we could just take on the AG3. Just keep it the 240mm howitzer gun. That seems to be relatively effective. Somewhere between, like, the firepower is still pretty good. It doesn't spend too much ammo. And while it is quite heavy, the construction price isn't that much higher than the 180mm, but the 300mm howitzer gun is very expensive. Well, it's actually only 6 more in there as well, and 4 in the... but no, I think we're going to hold on to this. Go with the heavy combat armor, so it's probably still going to have better stats overall. And we managed to get something operationalized. Okay, so we got quite a few options now. Could maybe go for the motorized RPG infantry, or do we have mechanized RPG infantry already? We've got mechanized light infantry army, mechanized heavy machine gun infantry army, heavy storm infantry army, destroyer army. Now that could also be quite interesting to have. Don't know what that exactly is, but you know, we'll go over there. And we got 2,000 points of it. Oh wow. Okay, so I know that we've got the... Actually, we're going to have a look at the zone decisions first. Worker strike in Ostrobrook, we're going to give in to some of their demands for now. Just sending request donation. We are going to help them. We're going to need a lot more money. Recruitment drive. Ah, there we go. We're not going to stop them. That's going to make some people upset, but that's also going to give us a lot of money, which I just mentioned that we're needing. And now we've got that. So I'm just going to have a look at the formation types that we have, especially the custom ones. So we got these. Oh, right. What's the destroyer army? So if we have a look at the brigade level, so it's just 50 tank destroyers each. I mean, fair enough, I guess. Okay, and then we have the heavy armor 2 core. So what do we have in here? Oh, right, we added in some tank destroyers in there. So this is actually already something that I was hoping to have. We got the automatic garrisons, independent 80 core 2. So what's this one? It's got the 80 anti-tank guns and 20 flak guns. Oh, did we have the mechanized... hold on a minute. I would probably... Yeah, it's independent. There would be mechanized 82 core... Oh. Right, it's just a mechanized version of that. Okay. It's pretty nice to have, though. Does take a decent bit of recruits to get that done, though. That's a bit of a problem. Not necessarily a massive problem, but that is something to keep in mind. Oh, we got the mechanized quiet machine gun battalion. That, ooh, actually. We could do some changes to that. So that was independent mechanized quad machine gun. Yeah, independent mechanized quad machine gun battalion. So if we take this one, that's the machine guns, like armor and stuff, we could maybe put in some... I don't know, heavy tank is probably a bit too much for it. Ooh, we could add some mobile shields to it. Like 20 mobile shields.
Copy that.
That could be quite handy. I don't know if it's actually going to be any way, shape, or form useful, but I do see that we are actually out of time for this episode. So if you enjoyed this, please like, subscribe if you haven't already. Also, get the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye bye.